Okay, today we are going to be making some homemade pizza. So I've thrown all of my ingredients into the bread maker and it is ready to be worked with. Now I do my dough a little bit differently, a lot of it differently than most people. I do not like floury crust, so I spray my countertop with cooking spray and the top of my dough just to keep my hands from sticking. And then I go ahead and pinch, pull up just a little bit until you have, I would say about, it feels about like 1.5 cups worth of dough, and pinch it off. And then that is what you're going to use to roll your dough out. Now, when my kids first start rolling dough, they always start at the bottom and squish up and it just becomes a mess. So I always tell them that you start in the middle and you just lightly go down and up and then change directions in the middle again and push out and out. And just keep alternating this until you have a circle and it is the thickness that you want. In the oven it will bake up a little bit, but you don't want it too thin, at least I don't. Alright, that looks about right. Now, make sure that your pie pans are all sprayed with the cooking spray, which just makes cleaning easier at the end so that the cheese and stuff doesn't stick on it. And I just pick up my pizza dough and flop it on my pizza pan. And it usually turns out to be a pretty nice circle. You don't have to work with it too much. Now, to keep the bubbles from coming up, I like to just take a regular kitchen fork and just lightly press all around, just so that it doesn't bubble up too much. I've set my oven to 450 degrees today. Normally I do 425, but I figured a little extra wouldn't hurt it. So once it's thoroughly poked, you just go ahead and stick it in the oven just to preheat a little bit and then get started on the next one. Reapply the cooking spray just to keep it from sticking. Grab the dough again. This pizza dough recipe does about 3 to 4 pizzas depending on how big you make it. I just like it to be about that big. That seems to be about right. Spray a little bit more on the top. Now what you see in the pizza dough, it looks a little bit green. This is a Pesto Pizza Crust. And I just love a little bit of extra flavor in my pizza dough. Any extra flavor I can get just makes the experience that much more enjoyable. So you can just add in basil or garlic to your favorite pizza crust recipe, or if your recipe calls for olive oil, then you can substitute pesto for your olive oil. So this recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and I just substituted today the pesto in place of the olive oil. Just kind of stretch it out so that it fills up your pizza crust and smash it around a little. And once you have it the way you like it, you just poke it with a fork again. And that's it. Once you've pre-baked it a little bit, then you can put the toppings on that you want and cook it for about 10 more minutes to get it just the way you like it.